Hey, you beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. Today, I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite deck, and I'm also going to be using the coolest little mini tarot you've ever seen. This came from a special friend of mine, and shout out to you, you know who you are. So I'm going to fan these little ones out, and you know, as I look at the camera, I'm going to pull them. And, you know, as we know, the divine masculine has been very toxic lately. This has been due to them not, what do I want to say without offending anyone? Not doing any self-reflection and not going within and realizing that their impact on others, especially the divine feminine, is happening because of their own behaviors. So in the little mini tarot here, we have this, you know, toxic behaviors. I don't know why I'm feeling so depressed, but, you know, there's some toxic behaviors going on by the masculine. So what we're going to do today is we're going to get his perspective. We know what the divine feminine's perspective is. She's kind of pissed, annoyed, you know, even in, like, she's coming into her heart space about it and realizing that this is necessary for the masculine, but there is also this feeling of heaviness within her going, you know, like, why can't he just see what he's doing? Why can't he just wake up? So today, wow, he's ready to talk already. You know, why can't he just see what he's done to me? Why can't he just realize how much he's hurt me? You know, I kind of feel like the feminine wants to say, you know, do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? You know, it's this weirdness. So let's get his take on what he thinks is going on. It's a very interesting scenario that we have here because he's kind of having a little bit of a reflective time on, you know, why hasn't the my twin flame, whether he calls you that or not, but why is she not responding to me, or why is she taking a break from me? You know, we've got this potential, you know, even though I've been busy right now, or, you know, add your excuse in here, even though I've had this stuff going on, it shouldn't be dampening to our future. So he still can't see that his behaviors are making a mockery of the connection. I want to say mockery, right? You know, I'm just working hard. You know, I'm just gaining all of the money that I can gain. You know, I'm just spending time on my own. You know, I'm just taking a little break right now. I'm just reflecting because I want to be successful. You know, I'm just collecting all of those things, you know, in the material world that I think I need. You know, so it's kind of like, how dare you, divine feminine, judge me for doing that? I'm just chasing my dreams right now, right? So he may not be speaking to you. You may have told him off in the recent past. You may have said, look, this isn't good enough. I don't like being treated this way. Or you might not have said anything at all. For some of you, you just left. You know, I can gift myself, or God can gift me what I need right now. I don't need any man or woman or anyone for that matter to make me feel good about myself. So we have this, you know, I feel off balance is what he wants to say to you. I really feel off balance because we haven't communicated. Look at the difference in the card size. You know, I feel off balance, and I want to say off put because we haven't communicated. And of course that is the Knight of Swords here. So cute, this little deck. We haven't communicated recently, so I feel off balance, you know. And then he kind of he kind of goes, well, it doesn't really matter because I'm manifesting stuff for us anyway. Like I'm here manifesting. What are you doing? It's this duality that he sees in the connection of, well, if divine feminine's going to behave like this, I'll just keep going and I'll keep building and I'll keep being amazing. You know, he has this perception of himself that he's being amazing. And that's really strange because the feminine has a completely opposite perspective of him right now. And she's saying, you know, there's not much victory going on here. Like, we're not communicating like we used to do. We're not talking about our future, but yet you think you're having, you know, a wonderful time doing what you're doing. So it's this huge disconnection in the twin flame community right now. Not for all of you. I think I mentioned a percentage last time. About 81% of you listening today will have this issue going on. Some of you are coming into union with your masculines. Congratulations for that. It has a lot to do with the awakening of the masculine, and it also has a lot to do with the awakening of the feminine. You know, he thinks everything's kind of tickety-boo and you're just being a little bit difficult is the word I want to use. He thinks you're being a little bit difficult right now. You know, once she calms down, right, I want to call this card temperament instead of temperance. You know, once she calms down and settles down a little bit, she'll realize that I'm just doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing right now, and she's just a little bit grumpy right now. Right? He also sees you in a way where other women in his life have been a little bit assertive or grumpy, and you've just got that time of the month right now. You know, you'll come back. You know, I love how the wands represent months. You know, just that time of month right now. Not for all of you, of course it's not, but that's how he sees the connection, right? She's being defensive. You know, she's being defensive right now, and that's kind of cute. He sees that as being kind of cute. I'm just focused on my money. It's all about the 3D material world for the masculine right now. And there's a real lack, whether he realizes it or not, but there's a lack of spiritual practice going on, you know, whatever that means for him. He's not taming his ego. In fact, he's utilizing his ego to get his way in the world. You know, he's putting on his charm to do that job correctly. He's saying the right things at the right time. He's being in the right places at the right time. He's doing all of those things, but yet he's still not happy, and he can't quite put his finger on why. You know, I'm paying my debts off. I've got that job I thought I needed. I'm doing that thing I thought I wanted. But there's something missing here for him. And the feminine, hopefully, is not there to tell him what it is. Don't be there to tell him what it is. And of course, he knew it before. When he was in his heart space, he knew it. It's the lovers, right? The connection is missing. This is what's missing, is a real commitment to the connection. He's been arrogant for quite some time. We have this showing up in the reverse, the King of Swords. This is arrogance. This is someone, you know, not pertaining to communication with you when you would like communication. This is someone that's not willing to bend and grow together. It's someone who is arrogant and is choosing their own time for connection. So then we have the love being lost here. You know, she's just, the feminine is just being difficult right now. She's closed off to me. But there's a reason the feminine closed off, and that is because he's not showing up in a validating way. Okay, to have a relationship with someone, there has to be two people, take gender how it resonates, but there has to be two people giving and taking. It can't be all one-sided where one is giving and another is taking. So we have the need for him to be strength-filled and taking, you know, taming the ego here, coming back into the heart space, taming that lion ego that he has, not running away and being deceptive, which he's shown to be in the recent past. Interesting. And that's the truth. All right? His focus has been, you know, who am I in the world? Where am I going in the world? What am I doing in the world? And this is where the connection has been lost between the masculine and the feminine, because his want for everything to happen for himself or herself, take gender how it resonates, in the 3D is bombarding the connection, right? So he's so, what's the word I want to use? He's so focused and relentless about what he wants in the third dimensional, you know, reality, that he doesn't see the connection at the moment. You know, I want to be famous. I want to be victorious. I want to have a lot of money. I want to do all of these things, right? You may also be dealing with a masculine. You know, there may be a third or fourth party situation. Either you or him could be connected to someone else, and that is also a block in the connection. But that's also the heartbreak of the feminine right now, because he is connected to someone else or something else, a job, a family. You know, take it how it resonates for your situation. But that's what's going on here. And the feminine, you know, feels like this. Do you remember that song? All fired, I believe there comes a time when everything just falls in line. We live and learn from our mistakes. The deepest cuts are healed by fate. He's singing for her. All tied up, believe, all tied up, and I believe there comes a time. And then she comes in and says, I believe there comes a time when everything just falls in line. We live and learn from our mistakes. The deepest cuts are healed by fate. You know, there is no apology from the masculine right now. He's too important in his own life to give one. You know, I'm so busy doing X, Y, Z, I couldn't possibly come in and apologize to you, right? He doesn't have time for, you know, getting jiggy with it either. He's even too busy for that, which is huge, right? And he's kidding himself. Right? He's taking his communications elsewhere. He's left the connection for right now. Harsh energies, but necessary energies. And the feminine needs to let him, you know, he's double hermiting here. Let him hermit himself for a long time. Let him feel what it feels without you. Right? Because this is what will happen eventually. But don't reach out. Don't reach out to him by text or phone or anything. Let him simmer. If he's in a fry pan, let him simmer for a while, right? Because he's, you know, if we're talking about cooking, he's kind of burning himself, right? He's chosen this path. He's chosen to be ignorant of the feminine. He's chosen the no communication right now. Right? So that's been his choice. Let him choose and have free will and do what he likes. And this is the feminine here, sitting in all her glory, knowing that she won't tolerate that in third dimensional consciousness. Knowing that all that matters is the soul. I mean, we have a mind, body, and soul, and they all matter. But in this connection, the soul matters. Right? Let him pay his debts. Let him do that thing that he thinks he needs to do. Let him have that relationship with someone else if he thinks he needs to have that relationship. You know, we literally have the Hanged Man in reverse here. You know, I'm staying away for a long time. Let him contemplate things. Let him become enlightened by it. Let him do whatever he needs to do. And then we get this really special card here. I can't even read what it says. But it's, you know, it's the feminine holding the light. It's the feminine waiting for him to come back. Wait for him to come back when he's ready to come back. And give him a boundary. I won't communicate with you if we're not on the same page, because I have self-respect for myself. I know what I need, right? Let him look out into the world and see what he wants to find from it. If it's not you right now, that's fine. Again, this card comes up. You know, for some of you, it feels like they're being sneaky, and they are being sneaky. Some of them have lied. Some of them have made excuses that are just so unbelievable that you can't fathom it. And again, we have the Hanged Man. Let him sit and contemplate life without you. Okay? Without you, there'd be no sun in my sky. There'd be no world left for me, or something. There'd be no world left for me. And baby, I don't know what I would do. I'd be lost if I lost you. If you ever leave, baby, you would take away everything good in my life. It's a time where he needs to miss you. And then the chorus is, how do I live without you? I want to know. How do I breathe without you? If you ever go. He's celebrating something with someone else or other people right now. Maybe it's a victory with work, maybe it's a relationship, but there's something other that he has his eye on at the moment. You know, something that he feels victorious in. I feel like it's to do with money. I feel like it's to do with his place in the world. But whatever it is, let him go and discover that, right? Don't send him any messages. Stay silent, okay? If this is your situation, let him miss you. Right? We've got this feeling here again, you know, I know there's something missing here. I don't exactly quite know what it is, but he'll eventually realize that it's those Two of Cups, and that is, of course, the twin flame connection. And the passion as well is lost right now. So let him feel it. Let him feel all of those emotions. You know, where's she gone? She used to be here. She used to be the sun in the sky. Without you, there'd be no sun in my sky. Right? Isn't it funny how the cards are representative of what's happening here? There is a need for him to transform. He has to be with himself, taking gender how it resonates. He has to be with himself to have this awakening, have this epiphany. OMG, where is she? I thought this connection was divine. But if a connection is divine, there has to be some kind of divine action being taken on his part too. And then again, we have the sun in reverse here. You know, this is a maybe now. It's not a yes. It's not a yes yet. Interesting. I've just got to check on the time. Oh, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle this deck, reshuffle this deck, and get a last message from your masculine to you right now. And see what he wants to say directly to you, right? You know, kind of like, dear divine feminine, I XYZ, whatever that is, okay? Wouldn't it be funny if he said, if he literally wrote you a text that said, dear divine feminine XYZ, and you went, what? What does that mean? A, B, C. As easy as 1, 2, 3, X, Y, Z. I'm just making up things now. Oh dear. All right, bottom of the deck. The Hermit in reverse, right? Let him stay. This is just a message from Spirit. Let him stay in that hermitage. Let him stay away right now. Don't message. Don't be tempted to reach out. The masculine must convey what he needs to the feminine. Okay? If you want to speak your piece about something that, you know, you're annoyed or something like that, and, you know, within your heart space can manage to, you know, say, this is my boundary and set that, that's fine. But what needs to happen now is the masculine needs this time alone. Right? If only you knew how wonderfully I was doing with, you know, money and resources and things. You know, if you were here, I could let you know what this is. Which is funny because he hasn't been there for the feminine, right? Still not showing any romantic interest, as in, you know, sexual kind of things. Because he's far too busy being victorious. I'm being victorious right now, Divine Feminine. I'm busy, busy, busy. So if you want to be on the defensive with me, you know, I don't really have time. I'm building something. I don't have time for that. I'm building something here. So even if you relayed what your problem was to him, he still wouldn't have time. He's in creative mode here. I'm creating something big and vast. And it's so amazing that it's bigger than you right now. So there's Divine Feminine left. You know, he says you're ungrounded right now. Right? Isn't it interesting? He's saying that feminine is ungrounded. Right? I'm in control. I'm in control of my life. The Emperor is an interesting energy because although it has all 4 kings in it, there are negative and positive aspects to the Emperor. And what he's been offering in the past is really a whole lot of nothing. In terms of communication, you know, where things are going, are we on the same page, you know, in the 3D reality? And, you know, he's not looking at the feminine as though she's wise and understanding. He's looking at her as if she's complaining, right? So he's going to take a little break from you because you're whinging and complaining a little bit too much for his liking. Just FYI, okay? You know, in the future, we might have some kind of happiness together, but for right now, I'm taking a break. And it could be a month or more that he stays in this Hanged Man state. Really interesting cards. Very, very interesting cards. He's looking out for himself and what he wants to do in the world right now. Right? That may include celebrations with other people, or it may include other partnerships with other people. Take it how it resonates for your situation. But he will eventually see, right, what he's done. The selfishness of his action hasn't come to him yet. He hasn't had the epiphany. You know, he's been paying, you know, John, Peter, Paul, Romeo, and Nancy, right? He's been paying his bills. He's been doing the right thing, obligations, etc., etc. But the feminine's not in this picture. But yet he sees that he's balanced everything out. You know, I'm so amazing. I've paid all my bills. I've done that important work that I needed to do. And I've, you know, I'm amazing right now. Right? She just can't see it. She's just closed off to my my success. Right? And he doesn't see it. The Lover's in reverse. I'm not making a decision toward love right now because I'm so busy. I'm so busy racing. I'm so busy racing to do that creative thing that I need to do. right? So let's get 3 more. Very soon, within the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, if only I could read Roman numerals, 9 weeks, he will realize how much he misses you. And then this guy will show, oh shite, I've got everything but the love. You know, these are cups of love, cups of emotion, cups of depth. I've got everything but the most important thing. And then he'll reach out to God and to you and realize, hopefully, he will realize, but the most important thing for the feminine today is to stay away. Let him have this epiphany himself. Let him have it. Don't fight with him, right? Do not message him. That's message him. Do not message him, no matter what. Let him have a taste of his own medicine, right? Wait until the next full moon is what Spirit is saying, right? Wait until the next full moon. See how he behaves. If he doesn't come correct, ignore it. If he says, you're being distant right now and I don't like your attitude, ignore it. Okay? Because he needs to understand that his arrogance is not something that you're willing to put up with. You know, everyone talks about the twin flame relationship in terms of spirituality and in terms of soul, but we live on the 3D earth plane. So you have to have boundaries, and you have to make your masculine understand that when he does come in and talk with you, he must not be like this. He can't be juggling. He can't be, what do I want to say? You know, so focused on other things. Like, you know, I've literally spoken to divine feminines. This is the best example I can give you, but I've literally spoken to divine feminines where, you know, they'll have a video call with their masculine and he's busy talking to his friend or something else during the conversation. Or he'll have to go because someone just called his phone or something like that. Don't tolerate that. If you've made a time to see each other and he's letting other things interfere, that's really disrespectful. But you will see him coming back in some kind of way in the 3D. And that's for 81% of you today that I'm talking to, right? For some of you, he's going to try and wow you with his words. He's going to try and say, you know, but I was doing this thing. I had to go and help my mother's brother's sister's fiance with his house. And I had to work and I had to this and I had to that. And then you can say to him, actually, it takes 10 seconds to send someone a text message. And if you have got time for your mother's brother's sister's cousin's auntie's fiance, but you haven't got time for me, then that's up to you. That's your priority. So he needs you to reflect this to him, not in a rude way and not via text message. It would need to be, you know, on an actual conversation, a telephone conversation in person or a video call, so that he knows that you're not just being a bitch, right? Because, you know, on text message, things can go awfully wrong and people can, you know, have the wrong idea and the wrong perception. Let him think until the next full moon. I don't know when the next full moon is. Maybe one of you can write that in the comments. When's the next full moon? Make him wait until then. Mirror the behavior. If he sends one-word answers, you send one-word answers, you know? Like, show him how it feels to be treated so poorly. If he ghosted you for a month, ghost him for a month. And this is not to be, you know, tit for tat kind of whatever. But it's like, if it's going to work, it's going to work by now. He's had enough time. You know, it's 2023. The feminine needs to stand in her power now. There is so much toxic masculinity in the world. There's beautiful masculinity in the world as well. For those divine masculines listening today, you know who you are. Some of you are beautiful, loving, kind, giving men or women, right? So toxic masculinity or femininity for that matter, there is no time for that anymore. We need to create the new earth. And we can't do it if we're feeling like this. If we're feeling bound up. If there's no communication. If there's no, if there's no justice. Wow. Whew. Alrighty, so I'm going to say the words to Joyful instead of sing them today because I want you to hear the words, okay? So, joyful, joyful, Lord, we adore you. God of glory, God of light, hearts unfold like flowers before you. And by the way, what have you done for him lately? And I love that last part, what have you done for him lately? That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to, go and do something that you think God would want you to do. But it does mean that you should be kind to others. It does mean that you should listen to others. And it does also mean that you need to have boundaries with others. And if that includes your masculine for right now, if he needs to feel like this for a time and miss you, right? If he needs a little tiny taste of his own medicine, then there's nothing wrong with that. So I want you to do God's work. I want you to realize how powerful you are. I want you to realize that you are loved and that you are safe in this world if you are doing the right things by other people, okay? Because there is karmic law. What goes around comes around, and that's for sure. So treat people with respect and kindness. I really feel like right now you shouldn't reach out to your masculine. I feel like he needs to miss you to understand. Let him feel the money. Let him feel those relationships. Let him have a taste of the 3D world that he so wants to taste. And then let him sit back and miss you. Right? But no more feeling like this, divine feminine, tied up, bound up. Let him go. Let him go and experience what he wants to experience, because that's part of his journey and that's part of his path. All right? So I love you so much. I have to go because I have other clients and things to do at the moment. I hope this really helped. Please leave a comment, a like, a share. Reach out to me via my email if you want to talk to me. And I hope you have a beautiful day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world. Barnacles, my beautiful bear, he says bye. And of course, all the gang love you all so much. I'll be bringing some new gang members probably in my next video. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. I'm very excited. So have a lovely, lovely day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world. Stay happy. Stay in your joy. Okay? Stay joyful. Okay? I love you all so much. Bye. Thank you for supporting my channel. Bye.